Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Jim with NLG, and today we're here with the second place League Cup winner. What is your name? What'd you play?
I'm Logan Green. I ended up playing Giratina Lost Zone on Saturday, and it was pretty fun.
Nice. Let's get into the deck profile.
So first up, we got 3 Giratina V-Star and 3 Giratina V. These are your heavy hitters. I think they're essential in this, but fortunately next rotation we might say bye-bye to this variation, but we'll see. And then we have main engine with Comfy, which is, essential in this deck. You need it so that you can get into Cramorant early on, and then Sableye, which is right there, and then you have Radiant Greninja, which is more draw engine, but usually gets locked to your own path to the peak, so depends on how you want to play with it. I used it a lot against Gardevoir. It's really good to kill the Roltas early, so they just don't have any option. Or the Curlias, it still one-shots the Curlias. And then Manaphy to stop the opponent's Radiant Greninja from hitting my bench.
Nice.
And then next up, we got the best supporter in the game, Colress's Experiment. I love this card. It's super fun. You get to look at the top 5 and then choose 3, put 2 in your Lost Zone. It's always super handy, and if you can get it, your second turn, if you went first, then it's super good to get straight into the Cramorant and hopefully get an early knockout. Then we play 2 Roxanne. I usually end up putting one of those in the Lost Zone, so it kind of comes up, but it didn't come up too much in this tournament, but it did a couple times. And then Boss's Orders, basic, nothing too crazy. Yeah, everybody plays bosses. And then we have 3 Path to the Peak. I don't feel like I need to explain why. It's just super good. Shuts down Charizard, shuts down Chimpao, shuts down not as much Roaring Moon, but it's really good. Fortunately, it's leaving, but it's still super great. And then we got 4 Mirage Gates. You need this so you can ramp up your Giratina late game, hopefully get that Star Requiem off, get a one-shot. Or you can use it to get that Radiant Greninja play that I was talking about earlier. I did that quite a few times. It's super great card to have. And then we go 2 Super Rods. The 2 Super Rods, you could play 3, or you could, if you really wanted to, you might be able to pull off playing 1. But I choose to play 2 because I feel like it's just the best ratio, and it's the easiest way to decide whether or not you want to keep more energy or get rid of different energies. And then you can also Lost Zone one of these. You don't always need both of them. And then we got 4 VIP Pass. Once again, don't really need an explanation for this one. It's just super good. And it's leaving rotation though, but luckily we have a Nest Ball. Even though it's 1 less, it's still super good. Once rotation ends, you could always bump this up to 4 for one of those VIP passes if Tina Lost Zone continues to pop off, but who knows, we'll see what happens in the future. Then we have 2 Pokegears, just easy searches for the Colress's, or if you need that Roxanne and you find it late game, that could come up. Or if you just really need the boss, also you could get boss and then boss in something, one-shot it with the V-Star, just fully up to situational, but got to get lucky. Then we got Counter Catcher, Escape Rope, 2 switches, and then 2 switch cards. The Counter Catcher is just if you're down and you need something out of nowhere. Escape Rope, mainly just to get another Comfy out. I ended up putting that in the Lost Zone a lot this weekend. It seems okay, but I know it's leaving rotation, but we'll see how things go. I feel like another switch might have honestly just been better for me. It did win me 1 game though, I will say. It definitely did win me 1. But then the 2 switches, of course, and the 2 switch cards. That's pretty much it for the trainer cards. Then we play 4 Psychic Energy. I feel like 4 Psychic is the best. You might be able to play 3, but I feel like that would be very hard. And you probably have to bump the Super Rod up to 3 if you did choose to play 3 Psychic. I almost always needed the 4th one. It came up a lot with Sableye and with just needing to put it on another Giratina. I feel like 4 is just the best possible ratio for that. 3 Grass. I used to have this at 4 as well, but it became too clunky in my opinion. I think 3 just fit it best. It's also usually pretty easy to find with Mirage Gate. I try my best not to get these in the Lost Zone, but it's okay if you discard them, because that's why I play the 2 Super Rods off concealed cards. But it fully depends on the matchup as well. You might need the Grass less, and you just fully play based off Radiant Greninja and Cramorant. That's usually how I take my approach to Gardevoir, is just kind of forget the Giratinas, go straight for Cramorant and Radiant Greninja. But it just kind of depends on your matchup. And then we got 3 Water Energy. You might be able to put this at 2, but I love the 3 because it makes it so much easier to get the Radiant Greninja to pop off. And it goes super crazy. It also is a great searcher for that last energy off Mirage Gate into the Giratina. And having 3 makes it easy to Lost Impact and not be so scared to put that in the Lost Zone off of Lost Impact. And then we got 4 Jet Energy. This is Lost Zone. You need 4 of them. It's perfect. And that's pretty much all for this deck that I have.
Thanks so much, Logan, for the deck profile. Is there anything you would change? Do you have plans for post-rotation? And do you have any shout-outs?
So things I would change, honestly, I love that deck right now. There isn't really a whole lot that I would change, but once post-rotation comes around, I'm unfortunately probably going to drop the Giratina Lost Zone and switch over to maybe a Paradox Rift type Lost Zone thing, playing Roaring Moon and Iron Hand, stuff like that, because I really love the Lost Box. It's just, unfortunately, this variation is kind of losing its touch in my opinion. It's just going to play a lot slower, and I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. We'll find out. Maybe it will work. And then I just like to shout out NLG. They help me with everything. They help me with all my cards. They get me everything that I need. And they're just a full. It's like a community. It's like a family actually. It's super great. And then I'd also like to thank my mom and dad for supporting me and letting me play card games. And it's super fun. And I hope you guys get into Pokemon as well if you're not, or keep playing, and hopefully you'll be able to play super well at future tournaments as well.
Cool. Thanks so much. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you support the channel.